A very good morning to all of you. And here we are back. So now what I'm going to do is go through the past question papers, maybe 2 question papers, and then revise the whole thing for you in sentence types so that you are clear about what they really mean. As I told you already, the fundamental idea of having sentence types, instead of calling it grammar, is to help you understand that you have to use specific sentence types for specific tasks, whether you speak or whether you write. For presentations, there's a particular style where you can exhibit your style. How to make it effective with different types of sentences, that's where grammar comes in. Grammar gives specific meaning to the context that you are in. That's why grammar becomes important. Without a grammar, the language becomes very difficult to comprehend. So I stopped with that introduction. It is just to let you know that sentence types make your communication very, very effective, whether you're speaking or you're writing. Okay. Now, I'll go through the past question papers. I'll go through 2 question papers. As I show the questions, you will write the answers in your notebooks. You don't have to post it here. And then once you finish, post done, so that I don't waste much time. Because this whole session is to revise whatever we have done, to clear your doubts, and to go through past question papers so that your understanding of the topics are very, very clear. Okay. Now, let me share the past question paper. Just give me a minute. Yeah. Yeah, I'll push this box up so that. Yeah. Now I'm going through the question papers. Yeah, we'll start off with December 22. So you will answer all the questions that relate to sentence types. That's what we are looking at. Okay, so here, as I already told you, the law paper and the BCR paper are clubbed together, and together it is for 100 marks. 60 is for law, 40 is for BCR. Okay, so the first part of the question paper is law. After this part comes the Hindi version of the law paper. Okay, and then we get the BCR. So it starts here. I'm sure the teacher who tells you about question number 7, which is comprehension, is this is grammar. This answer is for Naman. Naman, sentence types is grammar. Okay. New scheme not applicable for December 23. 1, it's not applicable. 2, grammar never changes. Okay. Now here we start. You see section B is for 40 marks. Question number 7 is compulsory. After every 5-mark question, the long writing task, you will have questions on vocabulary, grammar, and communication chapter short questions. Okay, now let's see. So after comprehension, you have note making. Here it goes. Okay. Now, after the note making, here you have a question. The first question is on communication. Then comes vocabulary. Then we have this. Look at this. Change the following sentence into direct speech. Okay, you will write the answer, and then I will say the answer where you can check and correct your answer. Quick. And I'm going to give you only 2 minutes because you can't take a longer time. You will do only change the following into direct speech. Quick. Post done if you're finished, so that we don't waste time. And I'll do as much as I can. Come on fast. Done. It's more than a minute now. Ruhani, I very clearly said, write in your notebook. You will have grammar for 5 or 6 marks. Super. Now the answer. Okay. Komal Preet, Rachit, please write in your notebooks. And then correct it when I give you the right answer. That is learning. Okay. The policeman asked a stranger who he was. The policeman asked a stranger, who are you? Adib, who is he is not the right answer. Who are you? See, I told you the other day, it's like math. 2 plus 5 is equal to 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. So you must be able to get the right answer if you change it back to indirect speech. Okay? You change this to direct. You change the direct to the indirect. You must get the same question answer. Where is Anthony? Krishna. Okay, anyway. So the answer has been said. Let me repeat the answer. The policeman asked a stranger, who are you? Okay. Now let's see. So this is the next long writing task. That's Prezi writing. After this, you again have grammar, vocabulary, and communication chapter. Okay, so here we go, here we go. Yeah, here it is. Change the following into indirect speech. I will give you only 1 minute. Quick, because there's only one sentence. Sadab, it can be both. And Demelo and Prachi, please write in your notebook so that you have a record of what mistakes you made, so that you don't repeat the same mistakes. Rebuke means scolded. See, if you don't understand that particular word, you can make meaning with what the sentence says. If you do not finish your project, he is not going to say it lovingly, right? So, you have to use the right reporting verb. This is for Kavya. You cannot have the policeman said that. That comes in indirect. Rebuke means scolded. Okay. Now, okay, done. 2 have posted. Now I'm going to give you the answer. This is very tricky because when I showed you the pronoun example while changing from direct to indirect, I have also given you such a sentence. Okay, now let's see. First, the moment you look at the sentence, you have to find out how many things you need to change. For example, the tutor rebuked Sonu saying, if you do not finish your project, I'll call your mother. Okay. The tutor rebuked Sonu saying that if he did not finish his project, he would call his mother. Yes. Sonu, the tutor rebuked Sonu. Mahika, this is English foundation, cannot be taught in Hindi. It has to be taught only in English for you to understand and use English. Okay. Maybe it's difficult in the beginning, but slowly you will get used to it. The more you hear, the better you will be at it. So don't worry. Okay. The tutor rebuked Sonu saying, if you do not finish your project, I'll call your mother. The tutor rebuked Sonu saying, if he did not finish his project, if he did not finish his project, he would call his mother. You don't have to use finished because you're saying did. You've changed do to did. You cannot have if he did not finish his project. Okay? That's a wrong one. If he did not finish his project. Mahika, I'm glad you understand. Listen to a lot of English programs. Listen to something that you like. And then see his or her. Sonu, yeah, can be a male, can be a female also. So Nishan, you cannot make such a mistake. Nishan says, the tutor said Sonu that if he did not finish her project, he will call his mother. You cannot confuse the gender. You cannot say he in the beginning and then say her, or you cannot say her in the beginning and then say he in the end. The gender has to be the same throughout the sentence. Either you make it, take it as a girl or a boy, but see that you are consistent. Yes, finish is right. If he did not finish, did will go only with the present tense verb. Okay, did is a past tense. You cannot say if he did not finish. That's wrong. If he did not finish his homework, he would call his mother. If you fix Sonu as a male or a female, stay with it. Don't confuse. Sneha, Naman, for your how can we develop our grammar? Listen a lot, watch a lot of good English programs, read a lot. That's the only way to develop English. There is no shortcut, and this will work like magic. Sneha, I know just English, Tamil, Sanskrit. Rupali, I cannot answer questions that don't relate to me. Why tutor within the bracket? No, Sushmita. Okay, now let me move on to the next one. So you have a next long writing task, and here comes the short ones. Look at this. Change the sentence from active to passive voice. She said to me, it has been raining heavily and you cannot go. Can you tell me whether the question is right or wrong? Bhumkesh, I said finish has to be in the present because you use it with did. Did is a past tense verb. Okay, now tell me if the question is right. Okay, Naman, good, but I cannot teach you in Tamil. Yeah. Tell me if the question is right. Change the sentence from active to passive. Quick. Prabhat, how would you change the sentence from active to passive? Come on. Post the answer. Not complete? Exactly, Dimelo, you're right. Yes, the question is confusing, definitely. It should have been changed from direct to indirect. Okay? So, you must be careful. If the question is wrong in the question paper, and if you attempt it, you get marks. Okay? Now change the sentence from direct to indirect. This is a board paper, mind you. Okay. She said to me, it has been raining heavily and you cannot go. Change this from direct to indirect. Quick. Bhumika, you're half right. You are not completely right. When I tell the answer, you check on that. Deepanshu, to fix your grammar, read a lot and listen a lot. That will work like magic. I tell you repeatedly, post your question, write your questions in your notebook and correct it when I give you the answer. Because the kind of mistakes that you will make, you will be able to learn from it. You'll be cautious of making the same mistake when you write next. So please don't post here. Please write it down in your notebooks. Write the question sentence and the answer also. And then if your answer is right, put a tick. If your answer is wrong, check on that and correct it there so that you don't repeat the mistake again. I'm repeatedly telling you, write it in your notebook. Don't post it here. Just say done if you're finished. Okay, now I'm giving you the answer. She said to me, it has been raining heavily and you cannot go. She told me that it had been raining heavily and that I should not go. You cannot say, and that I could not go, maybe not appropriate, although grammatically that could not will be accepted. But it means that he should not go. Okay. So you can use should also. Could, they won't mark you wrong. Because you have grammatically stuck to it. But looking at it contextually, should not go will be the right answer. Now, I repeat the answer. Check. Please don't post here. Write it in your notebooks. She told me that it had been raining heavily and that I should not go or could not go, whatever. Okay, now look at the next sentence. Change the sentence from active to passive. Very quickly. Khushbu, we will do all the topics that are there in the, I will revise the whole thing after we finish this paper. Don't worry. Yes, should is suggestive. You can use that. Okay, then this sentence now, the girls who had not done their homework were punished by the teacher. Quick, finished? Okay, the teacher punished the girls who had not done their homework. So the subject comes in the front. The teacher punished the girls who had not done their homework. Okay, now I move on. Now look at this. Change the following to indirect speech. Yeah, this again is a tricky sentence. Quick. Sneha, where is your answer? She said to me that it has been raining heavily and that I should not go. See, has to change to had. Sneha. And Nishant also. Has to change to had. Now this one, change the following sentence into indirect speech. Yeah. So I think the paper setter had a confusion. Anyway, let's not discuss that. Had he delivered the letter? Yeah. Into indirect speech. So he asked me, open quotes, if I had delivered the letter. See, I check everybody's answer. Okay. If the answer is wrong, then I call out. If I haven't called it, your answer is right. Is the letter delivered by him? No. See, Angel, you're confusing this with active and passive. Okay. Demella, yeah, it's already in indirect. Change the following sentence to indirect speech. Had he delivered the letter? He asked, have you delivered the letter? Yeah. See, if the question is so tricky, then you have to take a call. Yashwant, you're changing it into passive voice. Students, let me tell you, active and passive voice is completely different from reported speech. It's only in active and passive you have to worry about the by, and only the tense will change. But in a reported speech, there are a whole lot of things that can be or should be changed. Please, I'll go through the slides once again so that you remember well. If the letter had been delivered by, why by him? What does it say? Had he delivered? He asked me if I had delivered. Have you delivered the letter? He asked me, open quotes, have you delivered the letter? Only, so what did I say? When you want to cross-check, do it in indirect speech and see if you get the same answer as in the question. If it is not the same answer, then your answer is wrong. It's that easy. No whether. Whether is for indirect. See, it says change the sentence into indirect speech. Okay. Had he delivered the letter, open quotes, he asked me, if he had delivered the letter. Yes. He said, had you delivered? No, Sneha, you're wrong. She asked she asked, open quotes, have you delivered the letter? Or if he had delivered the letter, have you delivered the letter will be direct. If he had delivered the letter will be indirect. Let me repeat, because this question is very tricky. Let me repeat again. Change the following sentence into indirect speech. So what is given here, we assume is a direct speech. Because the speaker is not given, there is a confusion. Okay, into indirect speech. He asked me if he had delivered the letter. Okay. He asked me if he had delivered the letter. Kavya, no, I haven't changed had to have. If he had, yes, Aisha Minar. Yes, you're right. If he had delivered the letter, yes. Now I move on. The next part after the article, here again you have communication question, and then yeah, change the sentence into passive voice. Come on. Yeah, Apurva, yes, you must add your own he. Amit, you're wrong. If he had delivered, he asked if he had delivered the letter, because even the me is not there, the object is not there. So you would just say he asked if he had delivered the letter. Quick. Letter being delivered is passive voice, don't have to think so hard about it. Add your own he if the subject is not mentioned, depending on the context, whether it should be he or she. Now moving on to this proverb, one should keep one's promises. Promises are to be kept. Yeah, I will revise all of them again. Okay, I'll give you the answer. One should keep one's promises. One's promises should be kept. One's promises should be kept. Okay, should will become should be kept. Why one is understood, you don't have to say it again. Okay, now let me, I think this is a long, oh, you have, no, that's the last. Okay, I'll stop the question paper with this, and I'll go to my PPT to help you revise. So here we are. Put it in slideshow. Yeah, sentence types. We start with sentence. As I told you, the purpose of getting to know sentence types is to help us understand or help us use a variety of sentences to make our speech or writing effective and interesting. One's promises should be kept. By one is understood. You're right, whether you write by one or even if you don't write, it is correct. Now, the purpose of a variety of sentences is to help users of the language use the language very effectively and purposefully. Now, phrase, clause, and sentence. Even without, Sneha, you didn't understand direct and indirect, you have to wait. When I revise, you ask me the question again. Okay, now, because I'm going from the beginning now. Phrase, clause, and sentence. Phrase is a group of words which give you incomplete meaning. It cannot give you a complete meaning because it is not a sentence by itself. Okay, a clause is a group of words which gives you complete meaning. It goes with a capital, ends with a full stop. Yes, Adib, you're right. Okay. A sentence starts with a capital, ends with a full stop. It is a main clause. It is also a main clause. Main clause gives you complete meaning. That is a main clause. Okay. What are the characteristics of a main clause? It has a subject and a predicate. It has a capital and a full stop. That's the sentence, and it gives you complete meaning. There are no loose things that is left incomplete for us to understand. Okay. Clauses. There are two types of clauses: the main clause, subordinate clause. Subordinate clause is a phrase, in other words. Okay. I'm saying this in very, very simple terms so that you all recall whatever you did and you don't get confused with anything else. Okay. Two types of clauses. One is the main clause. Another one is a subordinate clause. Okay. Now, coming to Palobi's question, predicate means in a sentence, peacocks dance beautifully. Peacocks is the subject. The rest of the sentence is predicate. Okay. Yeah. He has a chain of gold. He is the subject. Has a chain of gold is a predicate. Okay. I'm going very slow. I'm saying it very slowly and clearly so that all of you understand. What is the difference between dependent clause and the phrase? They are both the same. This is for Saksham. They are the same. Okay. Now, here are the independent clauses and dependent clauses just for you to understand. Okay. Independent clauses give you complete meaning. Dependent clauses are only additional meaning. They give you more meaning, but they cannot be meaningful sentences by themselves. Okay. Now I'm not going to read it. You read through this and say done. I will move on. Done? Very good. Saurav, I am revising this again so that you don't have any more doubts on this. See, you have learned this at school, say from maybe second standard or third standard, but still you have plenty of doubts. Still, you do not know the type of sentences that you can use while you're writing or speaking. And in office circumstances, you will definitely need for business a good variety of sentences to pick and choose from. Therefore, I'm revising it again. Okay. After I revise my slides, I will also do another question paper so that you are completely thorough with whatever is about. Is Zoom too much? Oh. I don't know why it's Zoom. Okay. Now let me move on. Clauses, as I said already. Yeah. Identify a phrase and a clause. We did this again, so I'm not giving you this exercise again. Main clause, not even this one. Okay. I'm concentrating more on the clauses because many of us use sentences that are loosely connected. You don't complete the sentence while you speak or you write, and that is bad language, which is not acceptable in professional English. Okay, so that's the reason why I'm doing clauses again. Now you can look at this. A sentence can have two or more subordinate clauses. Saurav, it's the class sessions are not just for one person. Okay, I will be doing another. Maybe you have understood it thoroughly and you don't want this again. And as you say, you can even watch the recorded one. That's okay. But there are a few who will want it again. And that's the reason why I'm doing it. Because it is here in the revision that you can iron out the differences and the misunderstandings. Yeah. So I move on now. Okay. Now about the object and the complement. Okay. Here, she left him a note. She is the subject. Okay. The direct object is note. The indirect object is him. Okay. Write direct object and indirect object. Can you write can you post a few sentences like this? Adib, subordinate clause is a phrase. Now, I want you to write two sentences. Post it here in the chat box with two objects. One a direct, another one indirect. I have given you the sample sentence here very quickly. Just post two sentences. You must have the direct object and the indirect object. Quick. Bhumika, she write a letter. There are no two objects. She left him a book. Okay. She gave an order of items. Yes. Yes. Her a phone. Yeah. Okay. So good. Now let me move on. Now the object complement. Because I remember Saurav asked me this question. Why I did not go through this and the phrases. Because the more I get deeper into it, there are chances of you getting confused. That's number one. Number two, I want to focus more on the topics that you will be tested in without any doubts. Okay. Yeah, all of you have posted. That's a good thing. Yes. Okay. Now the object complement. The club elected Liza president. Okay. The club is subject. Elected is a verb. Direct object Liza. President is a complement here. Okay. We consider this person honest. Yes, Om. Yeah. Now post sentences which have an object and a complement. For example, the club elected Liza president. We consider this person honest. Where there is an adjective, that becomes a complement. Now, post two sentences that has an object and a complement. Quick, I'll wait for a minute. Complement is that can supplement more meaning. It is not PLIMENT. This is PLEMENT. Okay. That which talks about the object. The club elected Liza president. It talks about Liza. It talks about the object. Okay. Yeah, you are a kind-hearted person. She is a beautiful girl. Yes, exactly. Yes, yes, you're right. Now let me move on. Write sentences, each of these types. These are four different types of sentences: the declarative, imperative, interrogative, exclamatory. I am not going to deal with it again because I am sure you have no doubts on that. Now, simple complex compound. Now look at this. Consists only of one subject and one predicate. That is a simple sentence. Okay. It has just one main verb. In other words, it has a single main clause. So, Mohammed, what's your question? I thought this person is clever. Yeah, your answer is right. Oh, yes, that's for Mohammed Shoaib. Now, examples of simple sentence. I walk. Sham ran after his brother. In great anger, the man shouted and yelled at his lazy son. Okay, now look at this, a compound sentence. It has one or two more main clauses. Okay, and it is joined with a conjunction. Now look at this. This will help you understand better. It should be two independent clauses joined with a conjunction. Okay. And these are conjunctions, the ones that are in the middle. Okay. Now this we have done already. We are not going to do this again. I'm just revising so that you understand what they are. Simple sentence has one subject and one verb, and complex has more than one subject and or verb. Okay. Now, state which of the following is complex and which is complex. We have done this. We are not going to do this again. So I will revise. Okay, that much for simple complex compound. Now we move on to active passive. Just give me a minute and I will share my screen. Oh, I don't have it here. Just give me a minute. And meanwhile, you can post sentences. Difference between compound and complex. Compound sentence has two independent clauses joined with a conjunction. A complex is, it has one or more subordinate clauses and one main clause. That is a complex sentence. Usually, complex sentence is governed by relative clauses. For example, who, where, which, what, okay, whose, and that, although all these govern complex sentences. Now, just give me a minute. I will go to active and passive. Yeah. Here we are. See, object complement is only to help you understand the variety of ways in which we use sentences. And this is not going to be tested, but still I will help you understand. When I say she is a honest girl, I describe the girl as honest. That adjective is object complement. Okay? We stop there. Don't keep asking questions about the object and the complement, because here, as I always say, grammar is more about feeling the context. And then you will be right. See, even for the tenses, you see present tense, past tense, or perfect tense, you know, the slide not shown. Wait, I haven't shared it. Just wait. Just give me a minute. Active and passive. Yeah, here it is. And then, yeah, I'm sharing now. Mohammed, difference between if and whether, you use it according to the context of the sentence. One, you use whether you're going to come or not, whether you'll drink tea or coffee. Otherwise, you use if. Yeah, it can even come before adi. Yeah. Now let's go on to active and passive. I hope I'm sharing it now. Yeah, here we are. Just give me a minute. I'll put it on slideshow. Just give me a minute. It's taking time to move. I'll put it on slideshow. Yeah. From current slide. Yes. Yeah. And here we go. I think I'll show you, share with you, you know, a YouTube video so that you understand what is active and passive. It will reinforce your understanding of active and passive. Just give me a minute and I will share a video with you. Just give me a minute, I am here. Yeah, and you can copy the link because this will be useful for you. Okay, wait. I'm not sharing it. Just give me a minute. Yeah, I put it this, then I maximize. Yeah, here I'm sharing it. Give me a minute. Yes. And here we go. Watch this carefully, and then we will discuss whether you have any doubts. Yeah, here
In this lesson, you can learn about the passive voice in English. You can see what it is, how to form it, and how to use it.
Before we start, don't forget to check out our website, oxfordonlineenglish.com. You can find many other free English lessons. You can also take online classes with one of our qualified teachers. But now,
I'm sharing the link here.
Let's start with the basics.
Can you see it?
What is the passive voice?
If it is clear.
Look at these sentences.
Can you hear and see?
This dish is made with eggs and cheese. The car was badly damaged in the accident. Their house looks like it hasn't been cleaned for months.
Very good.
All of these
You have
examples
plenty of
use
examples
the
here,
passive
and you can
voice.
watch that.
Can you see how and why? Let's look.
In a regular active sentence, you start with a subject, then you add a verb, which often has an object. For example, a dog bit me when I was 5. Can you find the subject, verb, and object in this sentence?
To make the sentence passive, the subject and object change places. I was bitten by a dog when I was 5. When you make a sentence passive, you only change the subject, verb, and object. Everything else stays the same. In this example, when I was 5 isn't part of the subject, verb, object structure. So it's the same whether the sentence is active or passive. Next, let's see how to form the passive voice. Look at 3 sentences from the start of the lesson again. They look different, but they all contain the passive. What do the sentences have in common?
All 3 sentences contain the verb be and the past participle, also called the third form. This is what you need to form passive sentences. Let's do some practice. Can you add the missing verbs to these 3 sentences? If you're not sure, remember the rule from before. You need be plus a past participle. Here, you need to put the verbs into the past participle form. Pause the video and think about your answers.
Ready? Here are the full sentences. Here's a question. These sentences contain the verb be, but it's different in each sentence. Do you know why? Let's look together.
What do you do if you want to make a passive sentence past, or future, or present perfect? What changes? Look at our last 3 examples again. Remember that the passive is made of 2 parts, be plus the past participle. What changes and what stays the same?
The answer? You can change the verb be to use different tenses and times. The past participle never changes, whether you're talking about the past, the present, or the future. The past participle stays the same. Let's see how this works. Past. The letters were sent to all of our customers last week. Present. The letters are sent to all our customers every week. Present perfect. The letters have been sent to all our customers this week. Future, with will. The letters will be sent to all our customers next week.
Of course, there are other possible forms, but the idea stays the same. There are also passive infinitives with to. The letters need to be sent to all our customers. And there are passive ing forms. Many customers like being sent regular newsletters. You can see the same pattern every time. Be plus a past participle and the verb be can change to show different times or forms. The past participle never changes in any form of the passive.
Let's do a quick test. Look at a sentence. This problem be solved by our IT team. Your job is to write 5 different versions of this sentence. 1. Write the sentence in the present simple. 2. Make it present continuous. 3. Make it past simple. 4. Make it present perfect. 5. Make it future with going to. Pause the video and write your sentences. You'll see the answers in a few seconds.
Ready? Here are the answers. How did you do? Could you write the 5 sentences correctly? If you could, then well done. If not, then you can review this section and try to work out why you made mistakes. Okay, now you know the most important points about how the passive is formed. But why do you use the passive?
There are 3 common reasons to use the passive voice. 1. You want to change the emphasis of your sentence. 2. The subject of your sentence is unknown or unimportant. 3. You want to sound more impersonal or indirect. Let's look at these one by one. First, use the passive voice to change the emphasis of your sentence. Look at 2 sentences. Leonardo da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa. The Mona Lisa was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. The first sentence is active and the second is passive. What's the difference? If you're not sure, think about this. Which is the most important idea in each sentence?
In the first sentence, you're more interested in Leonardo da Vinci.
Okay.
In the second sentence, you're more interested in the Mona Lisa.
It isn't full
In
screen.
English, putting an idea
maybe
at the
wait.
beginning of a sentence shows that it's more important.
Yeah.
You can use the passive to change the emphasis of a sentence and show what you think is the most important idea. Secondly, use the passive when the subject is unknown or unimportant. What does that mean? Let's look. My bike was stolen. The kitchen has been cleaned today. She was arrested for shoplifting. Why do you think you use the passive in these 3 cases?
In these examples, you either don't know or don't care who did the action. My bike was stolen. By who? I don't know, and it doesn't matter. What matters is the fact that it was stolen. I don't have my bicycle anymore. The kitchen has been cleaned today. By whom? Here, it doesn't matter. You only care about the fact the kitchen is now clean. She was arrested. By whom? By the police, of course. You don't care exactly who arrested her. You know that the police arrested her because it's obvious from the context. No one else can arrest people. In these sentences, You only care about the action itself. You don't know or care who did it.
There's one more common reason to use the passive, to sound impersonal. Here's a question. What's the difference between these two examples? You need to do this by the end of the week. This needs to be done by the end of the week. If someone says this to you, the basic meaning is the same. So what's the difference? The second sentence with the passive is more indirect and impersonal. This is because it avoids the words "you need to," which appear in the first sentence.
Using the passive in this way can help you sound more formal and polite. Saying "you need to do this by the end of the week" is very direct. It sounds like an order, which could be rude in some situations. Now you know how to form the passive and the most common ways to use it, but there's one more important point.
Many problems English learners have with the passive happen because they overuse it. Here's the important point. Don't use the passive if you don't have a good reason to use it. If you use the passive, especially when you're writing, think about why you're using it. Do you need to use it to change the emphasis of your sentence? Do you need to sound more formal or impersonal? Do you want to focus on the action instead of whoever did the action?
If not, don't use the passive. Using the passive makes your sentences longer and more complicated. This isn't good unless it's necessary. First, it's inefficient because you'll need more words to express the same ideas. Second, it makes your writing harder to read. Let's do some quick practice. You're going to see 5 sentences. For each one, you should decide if it's necessary to use the passive or not. Here are the 5 sentences. We were asked by our friends to bring a dessert for the party. The proposed policy is strongly supported by Conservative voters. It was decided not to follow the recommended outline in the report. A variety of measures could be taken to diminish the detrimental effects of global warming. The website will be finished and ready to launch by the end of the month.
What do you think? Are these good examples of using the passive or not? Remember that to use the passive, you need a good reason. If there's no reason, don't use it. Pause the video if you want more time to look at these. Otherwise, let's look at the sentences. In the first sentence, there's no good reason to use the passive. Using the passive here only makes the sentence longer and more inefficient. The sentence should be active and direct. Our friends asked us to bring a dessert for the party.
In the second sentence, you probably shouldn't use the passive. You could argue that you use the passive here to emphasize the idea of proposed policy, but the words proposed policy are vague. And if you haven't defined the idea, then why emphasize it? Again, this sentence should almost certainly be active. Conservative voters strongly support the proposed policy.
In the third sentence, there's one possible reason to use the passive, to make the sentence more impersonal. Perhaps you don't want to say exactly who decided to do this. In this case, using the passive is appropriate.
The fourth sentence is a good example of passive misuse. The problem is that it's easy to use the passive voice to make unclear, empty sentences. In this sentence, what exactly is the writer saying? A variety of measures is so vague that it could mean anything. Making this sentence active won't solve the problem. Instead, you would need to be more specific and explain your ideas more precisely. By the way, this is common in IELTS essays. Again, it's not a language problem, it's an ideas problem. It's possible to construct long, complicated sentences using the passive, which don't say anything. But this is bad writing, and it certainly won't help you in an exam like IELTS.
The fifth sentence is a good example of using the passive. In this case, it's not important who will finish the website. It's important that this work will be finished by the end of the month. Don't forget to check out the full version of this lesson on our website.
Okay, so here
And
I
try the
stop
quiz.
sharing it. Okay, so I played this video just to reinforce whatever we have done during our class in the past 2 sessions. So that much for active and passive, and I'm sure that all of you have got a clear idea of active and passive, and I don't want you to be confused anymore with, reported speech and active and passive. Now, let me go on to share with you the reported speech slides, because my slides have the rules in it. So we will do one by one, and then we'll do a question paper so that you are completely thorough with sentence types chapter. Okay, just give me a minute and I'll pick on the reported speech. Yeah, here we are. Yeah. Yes. Now let me share. Give me a minute. Could be, ma'am. Please take 5 minutes break. Oof. Okay. I'll come back after 5 minutes. Yes. Now the time is 11:57. So 12:02 we'll be back. Yes. Okay. Vinu, we are going to have Yeah, so welcome back after the break. Now, the video was played for two purposes. One, that is to reinforce whatever you had learned. Two, to help you understand better if some of you had any doubts, because there were plenty of examples that came by. Therefore, your understanding would have been really good. You can, no break. No, I thought, yeah, the break will do good because some of you I asked for it. Yeah, so now we go to reported speech and we'll revise that. Once that's revised, we will do another question paper just for grammar. Give me a minute. Yeah, here we are. Yes. Okay, so here we are. When you want to retell a conversation, when you want to narrate what somebody else has said, then we use the reported speech. Okay. I will meet you at 5 p.m. said John. John said he would meet me at 5 p.m. When you want to convey what somebody else has said, we use the reported speech. It is very simple. Okay. Now, reporting statements. I love chocolate. Emily said she loved chocolate. So, when you want to convey information or relay a statement made by someone else, reported speech can be used. For example, I love chocolate, said Emily. Emily said she loved chocolate. So, these are very direct sentences, very simple sentences also. Where are you going? Asked Sarah. Sarah asked where I was going. Okay. Then indirect commands or requests. Please close the door, said Tom. Tom asked me to close the door. Just that. Okay. Sharing opinions or beliefs. I think it's a good idea, said Liza. Liza thought it was a good idea. Reporting intentions or plans. So each one of these are a different type. We are going on vacation next week. Mark said they were going on a vacation the following week. Okay. So now he said, I am playing. He said that he was playing. So I just run through the slides so that you understand how they've been changed. Yeah, part of screen is not visible because the slide is bigger than the screen. So I'm just trying to adjust it so that you're able to follow. She said, I am painting. She said that she was painting. Okay. Now, these are just the normal ones. I'll move on to the rules. So these are rules that you need to remember. What is it, black thing? I don't know. I don't get the black thing here. Okay, here. Omission of commas, use of that, change of pronoun. These three are very, very important. After you finish writing the answer, you can check whether you have done these three changes. Okay, that is omission of commas, use of that, change of pronoun. Okay. Change of tense. Just look at how the change of tense happens. You see, my friends say he is very handsome. So you don't have to say my friends said. What is within the inverted commas is what you need to change into past. So you don't have to say my friends said. My friends say that he is very handsome. Okay, but my granny will say. So will say is future. By whom has this building been vandalized, Neha? Who vandalized this building? Just that. Yeah, just give me a minute. The chat box got closed. Let me open it. Yeah. Then we move on. You see, simple present. Even these are common things. So I'll move to the examples where we had the arrows. This will give you a clear idea as to how and what pronouns are, changed. How they change with the I and the you and the we. Black spot, I don't get the black spot here. I'm surprised. Remove the gray spot. I don't have the gray spot here. Which one are you saying? I don't know. Now is that gray box visible for you? Can you post yes or no? Hello? Yeah. Because in my screen, it is clear and I have no gray box, gray or black box. Yeah. Okay. So just read through these sentences and see how the pronouns are changed. I'll run through these quickly. Clause and sentence are the same. It has not gone. I don't know. Okay, I'll stop sharing and I'll find out why I'm getting a black box. Vinu, hello, Vinu, are you there? Candidates are telling me there is a black box. Is it from my side? I have nothing on my screen. From my side, but I don't have any black box on my screen. My screen is quite clear. See, let me share again. You'll just see this. Look at that. Move this window away from. Now, Vinu, can you tell me if the box is visible? Now visible. Tell me what I should do, because where is it? Where is it? Where do you say it is? Hello? Yeah. Where is that? Device problem. Oh, okay. It'll go. Okay, fine. Okay. Okay, fine. Fine. Yeah. Okay. Let me share. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we move on to the next one. Okay. So here again, when the subject is in the first person, you get it like this. And you see the I and the she. So the he or the she will depend on what gender comes in your question sentence. It depends on that. Okay. Now, here again, this is second person. See how the your changes to my, where it will change. All that stuff is for you to check. Okay. Your parents are waiting for you. My parents are waiting for me. Why it is changed, how it is changed. So the best way to change active, passive or reported speech is to feel the context. Grammar comes automatically. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Okay, the box is gone. Okay, now this is third person. Third person, there is no change. I said to you, he should be trusted. I told you that he should be trusted. So the he remains. Okay. She said she is looking for a job. She said that she was looking for a job. So what is inside the inverted commas are the things that will have to be changed, not otherwise. Okay, thank you. Now let's move on. Change of adverbs. Now this is very, very important. I'm sure that this was taught to you even in your second standard, third standard. you will only revise that you have to change these if they occur in your question sentence. Now, change of adverbs. Look at this. I shall discuss this matter next week. He said that he would discuss that matter the following week. Okay. So this you know. Okay. Now, question sentences are really, really tricky because you might be writing the question saying you've changed it to indirect speech. You must be careful about that. Now, look at this. She said, are you writing a poem? She asked me whether I was writing a poem. Okay. Look at the way it's been changed. Same way with the next sentence. Now, where do you live? She asked me. She asked me where I live. You cannot write where do I live. Okay, that will be a wrong sentence. How do you write poems? He asked me how I wrote poems. Quotations can't change, but the says or the said, that will change. Okay. Imperative sentences here again, you might not have the subject or who said, but you will have to still change it. I said, take your seat. I asked him to take his seat. So these are things that you need to be careful. Now, this is exclamatory sentence. Okay, so the rules have been revised. First is the usage of that, then of the past tense, depending on whether it's a present or a future, then adverbs, then person, singular, plural, persons, first person, second person, third person, then adverbs, question sentences, exclamatory sentences. I have 7 points that we have revised just now so that you don't make a mistake and you recall them before you go for a exam. So these are sample sentences, exercises that we did. I am not going to do them again. Now what will we do? We go back to the question paper. We are going to see how many questions. We will just do the grammar questions. We will just do the grammar questions alone, and that won't take much time. And let's see how many we can finish. Just give me a minute and I will share the question paper. Oh, this is gone again. Okay, just give me a minute before sharing. I need to. Yeah. Just give me a minute so that I get the question paper link. Alas, yes, it's explained with sorrow. You're right. Active and passive, active. Yeah, here I got it. Just a minute. I'll open the question paper link so that we practice such questions that you will get in your exam. Yeah, here it is. So we'll do May 22 question. Yeah, and I have to share. Give me a minute. Yes. Share the screen. Then I go to question paper. Yeah. Yeah, I just opened your chat box because it got closed. Just give me a minute. I'll share the question paper and we'll do it together so that you are thorough with. Yeah. Yes, here we are. I hope I'm sharing the question paper. I'll remove the black box. Yes. Yeah, I'll run through the question paper. So the first part is the law paper and then comes the Hindi version. Wow, Tahira, thank you so much. Because what do a teacher needs? Just that recognition of having taught really well. Yeah. Now we go to this. So that's note making. Then it's vocabulary. And here we have change the following sentence into indirect speech. So post it in the chat box so that I correct your answers. Quick. Quick. You may post it in the chat box and I'll give you the answer then. Now you can't see anything clearly. I'm surprised. I have cleared things that were disturbing you, but now it's Jennifer asked me to go away for a few days. Yeah, I'm waiting for more answers. Quick. Ruhani, you're right. Why I did not go away for a few days. Yes. Jennifer asked me why I did not go away for a few days. Gupta, I did not go away, not I would not. This is for Yamini. Jennifer asked me why I did not go away. Why don't I went away? Understand? Anshika, your answer is wrong. Why I did not go away will be the right answer. Tahira, I did not go away, not don't. Yes. Jennifer asked me, know that. Jennifer asked me why I did not go away for a few days. The other answers are wrong. Those of you who have written, should I call out names? There are quite a number. Shreyas, you're wrong. Saksham, Apurva. Okay. Plenty of you have gone wrong, but most others have also written it correctly. Jennifer asked me why I didn't go away for a few days. Okay. So that is the only answer. There are no other forms. Yeah. Now let's move on. The next part, here you have change the following into indirect speech. Quick. Amit, why didn't I go away? Is a wrong structure. That's a question sentence again. Okay. Now look at this question. Change the following sentence into indirect speech. Mother said to her daughter, may God grant you success in your examination. Yeah, this is quite a tricky sentence. You must count the number of changes you will have to make. So, yeah, I'm looking at your answers. Tahira, grant her success in her examination. It is not in the indirect form. Your answer is wrong. Mother blessed is also right. You can also use mother blessed. Om Gupta, your answer is perfect. Mother prayed that God might grant her daughter success in her examination must be there. Grant her daughter success in her examination because that's what the question sentence says. Let me repeat the answer. Mother prayed or blessed, both are right. Prayed that God might grant her daughter success in her examination. Yeah, the others, I think, yeah, many of you have got it right. Wish to her daughter. Shreyas, your answer is wrong. Mother blessed her daughter that God might grant her success in her examination. Okay, that's the only right answer. Wish to her daughter is not right. Told her daughter, no. Prayed is okay, blessed is okay. And Priyadarshi mightily God granted, no way. That's not right. Please write it in your notebooks. The right answer. Mother prayed or blessed her daughter that God grants her success in her examination. I have seen everybody's, I have said the answer again and again. That's what I keep saying. Okay, now I move on. So the next one is change the sentence from active to passive. Look at that. I ran the obstacle course in record time. That God, mother, this is Yashas. Mother blessed her daughter that God might grant her success in her examination. Blessed her daughter or prayed that God might grant success in her examination. Okay, now we stop with that and we move on to this one. Change from active to passive. Quick. Post it in the chat box. Shreyas was run by me. Obstacle course was run, not was ran, was run by me in record time. Was run by me. That's the right answer. The obstacle course was run by me in record time. Yes. Yeah. And also do the next one. I think this is an easy one. This is not a difficult one. We finished the obstacle course. Now we are on to the next one. Come on fast. I ran the obstacle course. Oh my God. Chandana, you're wrong. Terribly wrong. Saksham was run by me. Not was ran by me. Saksham, Sania was run. Mansi, Pratima is right. Rajiv is right. Yeah, it should not be was ran. Was run by me. Quick. Was and ran, two past tense won't go together. It should be was run. Okay, the next one. Larry donated money generously to the homeless shelter. Look at the order of the sentence. Many of you have, mixed up the order. Larry donated money generously to the homeless shelter. That's how it should come. Donated money generously. Some of you have forgotten the generously. Some of you have mixed up the order of the words. Larry donated money generously to the homeless shelter. Sanya, where is the generously? You can't miss out on any word. Okay? Then the next one is change the following sentence into indirect speech. The students said to their teacher, please allow us to watch the cricket match. Quick. Yeah. Yeah, have you finished? Students requested their teacher to allow them to watch the cricket match. Students requested their teacher to allow them. Yes, super. Requested the teacher. Hey, I'm very happy. Most of you have written it correctly. Allow them to watch the cricket match. Yes, super. So this sentence has been really easy for you. Okay, now the next one. So here is the passive voice. And I'll give you 1 minute, quickly finish it. This is very easy. Yeah, this is an easy one. Quick. Yes. The builder is building. Yeah, you're right. Quick. I'm waiting for all of you to answer. Come on fast. Yes. Anishka, you don't have to change the tense here. The flat is being built by the builder, it's right. Why was being? Oh my God, no. Vidushi is wrong, Anshika is wrong, Amit is wrong. The flat is building by the builder. Oh my God. Yash is wrong. Being, see, the tense has to be very, very clear. Why would you change it to being? It is so simple. The flat is, the ing is there. Therefore, the flat is being built by the builder. That's the right answer. The flat is being built by the builder. That alone is right. Okay. Now, okay, this paper has got over now. I'm going to give you time, say 5 minutes to ask me doubts if you have. Quick. I'm going to wait for you because I have completely revised 2 question papers. Okay. I'm going to wait for your questions. If you have doubts, ask me the doubts. Quick. Yeah, I'm waiting for your doubts. I have seen all your answers, Adib. In fact, I even checked on one answer. I remember calling out your name. Okay, now as a recall, tell me how you like the session and what did you learn? Did you learn it thoroughly well? Don't confuse yourself with reported speech and passive voice. Passive voice, you must only get the by or the being or the being. But reported speech, the person will change. First person, second person, third person, that will change. The adverbs will change. The question sentence will be different. Okay. Complex compound. After the rain stopped, Sheila went to the market and she bought oranges. After the rain stopped. Okay. Sheila went to the market. That's main clause. And bought oranges, another main clause. Complex compound. Quick, I'm waiting for your answers. After the tornado hit, my house was completely destroyed. Yeah, this can be a simple sentence because it runs as a whole sentence from the beginning to the end. Now, how to convert to active to passive in question? A question sentence, you won't be the active to passive. Yeah, my class will be there for tomorrow also. What is the major? Yeah, see how to improve your English. It will work like magic. Believe me. Listen to a lot of English, read a lot of books. It will work like magic. Okay, now I'm going to call out names and answer your questions so that you all don't feel that I have, ignored some. Okay, if it is a relevant question, I'll answer you. So that I start from January. Yes, my class will be there tomorrow. Soumya, do not confuse active and passive with reported speech, because active and passive, you don't need the inverted commas. 1. 2, only the usage of by being is important. Otherwise, you can use it the same way. Direct and indirect, your tense, your adverb, your first person, second person, everything has to change depending on what the question sentence is about. How to improve your vocabulary, Kaushiki? Read a lot. Listen to a lot of English channels, especially business English channels. You will see it works like magic. Where was the ferocious man-eating tiger shot dead? Hey, question sentences, you don't change into active and passive, okay? They have to be simple sentences. That is for Mr. MD, I already answered. Apurva, students requested their teacher to allow them to watch the cricket match. The students requested their teacher to let them is used when you have pleased or request. Note that down. That's for Apurva. Then Kushi, when we have to use that in indirect speech. When you feel, that's what I say from the beginning. Grammar is the feeling that you get for the language and the context. Okay, and that's how you say here it is that you use that or no. Question to active and passive, you don't have. So and Patra, don't repeat the same questions 100 times. Very sorry. Direct and indirect. Direct has a speech mark. It has a direct form of saying things, whereas indirect does not have the speech marks, and it is narration or retold by somebody about what something has happened or what somebody has said. Then that's for Chandana. Thank you, Pooja. I like it. Saurav, Sovan, not Saurav. Sovan, you pick on a question probably with the help of Google or ChatGPT to ask for a difficult or a question that has no answer. Stop that. Learn things as it is practical, that which is needed for you. We don't change active to passive with a question sentence. And you will stop it there. Now, I'm not going to answer any more on that. Thank you, Prachi. Ruhani, learn types of sentences. Yeah, super. So one, you answer yourself. Batak, like the team. Yeah, Apurva. Yeah, I told you, Apurva, both of them are right. Ruhani, yeah, okay. Kushi. Yeah, when you have to use that, it depends on the context of the sentence. She said that she would come tomorrow. Okay. We use that. Sometimes the context will not demand that, and therefore it is okay. So it depends on the context. Yashas, you don't have to change the tense while changing from active to passive. Changing tense is only in the reported speech. But when the usage of by is compulsory, you have to look at the ing form of the verb or the being or the, yeah, that will help you understand how to do it. So when you please look into the Google or find out from your grammar book. Change the tense. Yeah, Yashas, I've asked you. Mr. MD, I have also answered you. Yashas, you don't have to worry about the tense. Divansh, yes, Divansh. So that's the strategy I follow. I first explain, I give you the examples, I give you the rules, and then I let you know, look, these are things. Look for additional help like YouTube clippings so that you understand it better. Then, oh my God, same questions. Website to practice. See, I showed you one link. This is online Oxford English. They have plenty of videos that can help you understand better. Chandana, I explained the difference between direct and indirect. I'm very sorry, I can't do it again and again. Apurva, I've answered you already and you're asking me the same things again. Okay, Saksham. Object complement. This book is a beautiful read. This book is good for reading. Good is an adjective, complement, reading. It directly complements the object and therefore it is object complement. That is for Saksham. Taxation without representation, that's Om Gupta. Taxation without representation was a common complaint 200 years ago. What kind of sentence? You mean simple complex compound? Yeah, that is a very simple sentence. Sushmita, okay, study material. It was asked in study material. What was asked? I can look at your question. Let me see if I get it again. Okay, Vidisha. Students pleaded, requested, you can write. Weightage for this chapter is 5 to 7 marks. Depends on the paper setter. That is Mr. MD, I have answered you. Saurav, thank you, Saurav, because you have been always on the negative right from day one. Very sorry. Youngsters should be very progressive and positive. Very sorry. Bibita Chaudhary. Thoroughly, thank you, Bibita. Bibita. Okay. Chandana, tomorrow lecture time, the board will tell you. Yes. Teaching is really easy. Thank you. Sushma, I have learned types of sentences very good. Also, the engaging session. Apurva, 10 technique of your teaching. Okay. Okay. Now I have answered almost all questions. Okay. Now about the feedback, if all of you have understood it thoroughly well, that's what I want to know. Thank you, Ritu. Thank you, Shruti. Quick. Did the communication clarify all your doubts? Are you now clear about active and passive and direct and indirect? See, you will get a thorough knowledge only if you do the exercises at the back of the study material. That is important. Okay. Only if you work out the exercises will you be able to understand. The net has plenty of exercises. You Google for active, passive, or reported speech, you get plenty of exercises, and they have their answers too. So please see that you are able to work out maybe at least 10 sentences every day, so that you get a thorough hang of these changes. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Wendy. Quick. Now I want your feedback as to whether the session has really helped you and you have been clear about these sentence types. This is all the grammar that you have in your study material, okay? This is the only chapter that deals with grammar. The rest of the chapters are about writing and speaking. Speaking, that's in the last part where you go for an interview, just that. Yeah, thank you, Yash. Thank you, Andy. Quick, I'm waiting for all of you to post your entries. See, when you give feedback, that is a good way of communication. You see, you have to be able to say how well you were able to learn, or how did it inspire you, or specific topics or specific things that you really learned well. So, it will be great to share it that way, to express your feelings instead of putting it in one word. Yeah, Saurav. Yes, you're right. Thank you, Vidushi. Feedback post in the chat box. Just that. That's what Chandana. Yeah. Okay. Vinu.